It's September 3rd, 2012, and I'm in the shop right now getting ready to make a fixture out of a Tormach fixture plate for manufacture of the diff mount bushing housings. This is going to be a fixture that holds 2 large pieces of material so that 8 holes can be milled, 4 in each piece. So the idea is that there are going to be 2 sets of pockets, one there, one here, each with 4 clearance holes or clearance pockets in them. And there's going to be a row in the middle for these Mighty Bite fixtures, which are definitely interesting. Hopefully I got all my measurements right and they come out correct. Alright, let's do a quick review of the operations here. The first operation is hole milling. This is actually going to be a 2-part operation, the hole milling process. First is it's going to mill a hole right about here, one here, here, and then one here and one here, not necessarily in that order. I actually have a T-slot nut waiting right under the center slot here for the hole to open up so I can bolt the middle of the plate down, and I will slide T-slot nuts in each of those, the other 4 places, and then bolt it down so that the fixture is more firmly located. You can see that it's milling the hole right on the T-slot there. Here we go. Fairly easy entrance there. In fact, I would call that a downright light cut. The coolant flows about 55 gallons per hour, which is an improvement over where it was before, but not a huge improvement. It looks like my hole didn't go all the way through. Oh well, we can adjust to that later. Middle might be a bit of a challenge, but these are the only 2 holes that are getting milled. I'm pleased to see that there's no fork buildup on the tool. That was definitely a concern. That's it. I'm going to monitor the progress a little bit more here. Yep, another one didn't go through. I'll have to punch those out. Alright, here we go. Alright, the holes are milled. The T-slot nut that was pre-positioned worked out very well. I just punched the holes out with the bolts that actually go in there. These were easy to slide in from the end. They're about 2 1/4 inches in from the end. Actually, that may not be quite correct. No, the edge of the pocket is 2 1/4 inches. So that measurement is definitely off. I don't remember the number off the top of my head then, but much more solid now with the 7 bolts holding it in place. And it's time to use the 1/2 inch roughing end mill on the part in order to start roughing out the pockets. So that's it. On to the next step. Alright, there's quite a lot of spray coming off my end mill here. Clearly I need to reposition it a little bit differently so I don't get the spray all over the place while it's getting ready to load. Alright, here we go. Making a helical ramp in. The cut is 3/16 of an inch deep. Here's a full slot width. Going very well. It is a 75% step over the rest of the time. Definitely louder than most of my operations, and you can hear the recutting occurring. I'll adjust the nozzle in a minute here. So it finishes the first side, and then it goes and does the same thing on the other side, the other end of this pocket. And then it comes back later and finishes it up. tray. That's it. I'll let it run for a little while. This is the second longest operation. Finishing up the second of the two main pockets right now. I'm still struggling to contain the chips. I can need to readjust the nozzle here. I'm adjusting on every single pass, which I'm not appreciating. So I'm definitely going to need some improvement in the coolant flow department, but I'm not terribly surprised by that, I guess. Getting the chips away from the part has proven to be a challenge, or the cutting surface, I should say. That's it. That's current progress right now. The machine is milling the clearance pockets right now. So it's a little easier to keep the chips clear from these smaller pockets, even though they're deeper. There's some substantial recutting going on still, but I think that's some of the buildup that's not getting clear. Of course, the big pockets nearby are not getting any chip removal, so that's a problem. But again, it's all about chip removal, I guess. This is the third of 8. Keep working on the chip clearance here. Alright, the roughing operations are completed and it's all downhill from here. I cleaned it up for the sake of video. See the anti-spirals left on there by the roughing end mill. The surface finish on the bottom was actually pretty good. You can definitely feel some steps in there from the end mill, but the nice part is the follow-on end mill will take care of that. Finishing operations of the bottom of the main pockets are happening right now. An extremely light cut. I wanted to be sure that the bottom of the pockets were flat. I'm not pleased that I have to do it with a 3/8 inch end mill, but it's keeping the cost down for this run here, so that's why we got it. Plus it keeps me from having to switch to a different end mill to do the roughing out of the corners. The roughing and finishing operations for the pockets is complete, with the exception of the deburring. Getting ready to drill the holes for the hold down clamps at the spot. So here's the problem. Because the drill bit is going to be passing over a bolt head, I had a clearance plane set way higher than I normally use. I normally use a 1/16 of an inch. I got the clearance plane at 1 inch right now. This peck drilling cycle is going all the way back up to the clearance plane. And it just finally made contact. Here we go again. And I can drill through because I'm drilling through right above a T-slot. This is actually going really well. Sounds like it didn't go through though. Well, no, it didn't go through. don't know what I got wrong on the thickness here, and I'm not impressed. So that right there is why I had to have the fan point so high. Alright, so take a look at the material right here. This is the amount of material I have between the edge of the bolt and the edge of the pocket. I need to run the chamfer tool down along this surface. So I set it up so that it should clear, but we'll see. Here we go. I'll get it started. Preparation move here. Should do the back pocket first if I remember right. Let's see how it looks, how close it is to the edge. So don't mind me if I'm a little bit distracted here. I'm not convinced it's even contacting. Ooh, that's coolant spray there. Let me reposition. Well, I'm going to go for it. Looks like it's going to be okay. The bolt head will knock the coolant hose out of the way. I'll reposition in just a second. And I did it. We're good. Alright, the deburring operations are complete. Everything went fantastically. There was no contact between the deburring tool and the bolt in the middle. This area was just fine. The finish is very nice. And now I'm going to clean it up and tap the 4 hold down holes and go from there.